It's easy to glance around and feel like everyone else is ahead, achieving more, earning more, or living the life you imagined for yourself. That sense of being behind isn't always reality. It's often shaped by comparisons, social expectations, and the brain's focus on gaps rather than progress. Understanding why you feel this way can help shift perspective, reduce stress, and reclaim a sense of control over your own journey. Today, we will talk about why you feel behind in life. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. The social comparison trap. Feeling behind in life often stems from social comparison. Humans are naturally inclined to compare themselves with others to gauge success, status, and achievement. In today's digital world, social media amplifies this tendency by showcasing curated highlights of other people's lives. When you scroll through images of peers graduating, getting promotions, buying homes, or traveling the world, your brain instinctively measures your own progress against theirs. This comparison is misleading because it ignores context, challenges, and struggles that others may not display publicly. The result is a distorted perception of reality, making you feel like you're lagging, even if your life is progressing steadily. Social comparison triggers stress, anxiety, and self-doubt, making the gap between where you are and where you should be feel more significant than it actually is. Understanding that feeling behind is often the result of selective exposure and perception, rather than actual deficiency, is the first step toward regaining clarity and focus on your own journey. 2. Unrealistic expectations and life timelines. Many people feel behind because they follow societal timelines or personal expectations that are unrealistic. From a young age, society sets benchmarks. Graduate by 22, get a first job by 23, own a home by 30, and so on. These arbitrary timelines create pressure and a sense of inadequacy if you deviate from them. Life, however, is rarely linear. Career paths, relationships, and personal growth unfold uniquely for each individual. When the brain compares current progress to these rigid expectations, it interprets deviations as falling behind. The problem is amplified when internalized expectations are combined with social pressure. People often ignore incremental achievements and focus solely on perceived shortcomings. This mindset reinforces stress and the persistent feeling that time is slipping away. Learning to embrace individual timelines and redefine what progress looks like on your terms can reduce the unnecessary anxiety of feeling behind. 3. Cognitive distortions and self-criticism. Feeling behind is often intensified by cognitive distortions. The brain exaggerates negatives while minimizing positives. One common distortion is magnification, where small setbacks or delays are blown out of proportion. Another is all-or-nothing thinking, in which partial progress is dismissed entirely. These mental patterns increase the perception of being behind, even if objectively your accomplishments are significant. Self-critical thinking fuels this process. When you constantly compare your reality to idealized standards, the mind treats any gap as evidence of failure. This internal dialogue reinforces stress and emotional fatigue, making it harder to appreciate achievements. Understanding how cognitive distortions shape perception empowers you to challenge these automatic thoughts, acknowledge progress, and view life with a more balanced lens. 4. The role of fear in feeling. Behind fear plays a hidden role in the sensation of falling behind. Fear of failure, rejection, or missed opportunities can make you hyper-focused on what you haven't achieved yet. The brain interprets perceived gaps as urgent problems that require immediate resolution, creating pressure to catch up. This fear-driven mindset keeps attention fixated on future goals while neglecting present accomplishments. It also triggers stress hormones like cortisol, which further amplify negative thinking and reduce motivation. Recognizing that this fear is a normal survival mechanism helps reduce its influence. Instead of allowing fear to dictate your sense of progress, you can redirect focus to achievable steps, reinforcing a sense of control and reducing the emotional weight of feeling behind. 5. Comparison with peak performance. Highlights often, you compare your daily life with others' peak achievements. Social media and social networks primarily display successes rather than the process or struggles behind them. The brain naturally compares your reality with the highlight reel of others, creating a skewed benchmark. This selective attention magnifies the feeling of inadequacy and falling behind. Even accomplished individuals may feel like they aren't catching up because the comparison is unfair. By recognizing that online or social portrayals are not accurate representations of reality, you can reduce self-imposed pressure. Focus on tangible, personal progress rather than external benchmarks to regain perspective and alleviate the mental trap of constantly feeling behind. 6. Life complexity and nonlinear progress. Life is complex, and progress rarely follows a straight line. Careers, relationships, and personal growth often involve setbacks, detours, and unpredictable opportunities. Intelligent and reflective minds notice these deviations more acutely, interpreting them as falling behind. However, these detours often contribute to learning, resilience, and long-term growth. The problem arises when the mind evaluates progress using a linear metric instead of recognizing cumulative growth. Feeling behind often reflects a mismatch between the brain's expectation of linear achievement and the reality of life's unpredictability. Accepting non-linear progress helps recalibrate your perception and reduces unnecessary anxiety. 7. The influence of peer pressure and society. External pressures from family, peers, and society amplify feelings of falling behind. Well-meaning advice, success stories, and comparisons can create subtle, constant reminders that your life should be at a certain stage. Society often glorifies rapid success, creating unrealistic standards that few can meet. The brain interprets these external cues as evidence of lagging progress, reinforcing stress and self-doubt. Recognizing that social pressures are subjective and not reflective of personal worth allows individuals to prioritize internal benchmarks over external validation. 8. Internal validation as a solution. One of the most effective ways to counteract the feeling of being behind is to cultivate internal validation. When self-worth is anchored in personal growth rather than comparison, external benchmarks lose their influence. Internal validation involves acknowledging achievements, valuing effort, and celebrating incremental progress. By focusing on what you have accomplished instead of what others are doing, you reinforce confidence and resilience. Mindfulness practices, journaling, and self-reflection support this process by highlighting personal growth and reducing the power of social comparison. 9. Focus on actionable goals. Rather than worrying about where you should be, shift focus to actionable goals. Break long-term aspirations into manageable steps that can be tracked objectively. When attention is placed on consistent action rather than imagined timelines or external comparison, the brain experiences a sense of progress and control. This approach reduces the emotional weight of feeling behind while providing clarity and direction. 10. Reframing perspective on life progress. Finally, reframing your perspective is essential to overcoming the feeling of being behind. Life is unique for everyone, and timelines are personal. By recognizing the brain's tendency to compare, magnify threats, and seek certainty, you can consciously redirect focus to what truly matters. Appreciate your journey, acknowledge your growth, and define success on your own terms. Shifting perspective from competition to personal fulfillment reduces stress, increases motivation, and fosters a healthier relationship with time and achievement. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment and click the button to subscribe.